Our next guest is a legendary actor, director, producer, and writer. You know his face from films like Car Wash, American Gigolo, Commando, Predator, Menace to Society, Red Dragon, X-Men, and so much more. Everything.
And over the course of his remarkable 4-decade-long career, he's paved the way for countless filmmakers and inspired generations of moviegoers. And this week, he's in town to teach an actor's boot camp at the American Black Film Festival. Bill Duke, the legendary Bill Duke, welcome to the show.
Thank you. God bless you. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
God bless
Thank you.
And thank you for everything that you've done in the world of Hollywood. Thank you so much, sir. So a boot camp with Bill Duke, that sounds like a dream for every actor. What exactly is going to be happening in that boot camp?
Well, we've been doing it at ABF for at least 14 to 15 years now with the great Jeff Friday and the rest of the ABFF. And my class is composed of two components. One, bringing in people to talk about the paradigm shift in the industry from film and television to media. And so we bring, producers and directors and gaming people, all those folks that talked in the beginning. Then I teach acting technique for the next 2 hours. And so we've been doing that for a while.
But why is it important for you to teach? Is it fulfilling for you? Do you enjoy it? What?
It's fulfilling, but also, it's passing it forward. The industry is changing, and a lot of our young people don't know how it's changing. So I want to do my best to let them know the direction in which to go in terms of preparing for survival.
You're one of the few people the term living legend truly applies.
It means I'm old.
No.
Why?
It means that you're incomparable and you've had an illustrious career. And you've been successful both in front of the camera and behind the camera. You've directed everything from Miami Vice, Hill Street Blues, Cagney and Lacey, and Dallas episodes to Hoodlum, A Rage in Harlem, and Sister Act 2. My goodness, I have to ask you though, which do you enjoy more, directing or acting?
I enjoy them both, but there are things I want to say. And so film gives me an opportunity to kind of shape those messages a little more. And I've started a documentary division to my company. And we now producing documentaries. Last year we did Dark Girls, which dealt with racism in our own community. Just finished filming Light Girls, which is going to be on OWN, What is a Man and What is a Woman. So we're doing a number of different things because I love to be able to use media in a positive way.
Well, let's talk about Dark Girls. I know that the film generated lots of talk on social media, on Twitter, Facebook, everyone was talking about it. Why was it important for you to explore this topic, and what was the initial reaction?
Well, I wanted to give a voice to the voiceless. Being dark complected myself and born when I was born, there was a lot of things that we could not do and did not do. And seeing my sister and my mother went through also, I really wanted to talk about that and really explore why that was happening in our own, not from the outside, but us doing it to each other.
And when you say doing it to each other, you mean the prejudice that came along, or the stigma that sometimes came along with being dark-skinned in the Black community?
Oh, the brown paper bag test. There were certain, in Harlem was a Snow and Blow Club. If your hair did not blow in the wind, and your skin was not as white as snow, you could not get into the club.
Wow.
Fraternities, sororities. That's us doing it to each other. So I wanted to really address that. And through film, I call it edutainment. You can entertain at the same time you can give information.
Well, the whole thing between light skin versus dark skin, it continues to be a problem. Why do you think it still exists in today's society, and will we ever get past it?
That is a very good question. My hope is that we do. However, skin bleach is one of the largest selling cosmetics in the world.
Really?
I was just in Ghana there too, and so I hope that it changes. I think until we get over and until we understand that we are one and that we must be together to do anything important, it's not going to, I hope it will change. But I want to see more evidence from our actions, put it that way.
And now you're working on the follow-up for that you mentioned. It's called Light Girls.
Just finished filming it and I'm editing it now.
Really?
Oh, so what can we expect from this one? How is it different from the other one?
And why was it important for you to have a follow-up to Dark Girls?
Well, because it's not a one-sided thing. And unfortunately, in our community, it's from both sides. Pain is pain. If you go online and look up hashtag Team Light Girls and hashtag Team Dark Girls online, each one has approximately 200,000 members each.
You're kidding.
Oh yeah,
Those are actual hashtags?
That's online today. So if you want to see how it's still here, and why it's still here, because of our ignorance and our understanding. We must come together to accomplish anything. So I want to address it because it's unfortunately still going on. We in this film we see, for example, dark-skinned girls holding down light-skinned girls in bathrooms and putting Nair in their scalps and pulling out the hair by the roots with blood in the scalp because she thought her hair was too pretty. Another example of a girl being held down in a playground, and she had pierced ears, and they pulled the earrings through the ears till it bled because they thought that she felt she was too cute. I mean, this is the
That's
kind.
horrific.
This is. It should not be permitted or allowed, and there has to be intervention. So I'm trying to use film as a way of addressing the question. Put it that way.
My goodness. All right. Well, can we just shift gears for a bit?
I'm sorry about
And
that.
deep on us.
Yeah, no,
I
it's
apologize.
it's
important.
It's
It's
important.
needed.
But when
It's
you hear
necessary.
that people are still dealing with it on both ends, it's just so tragic.
To this very day.
Okay, well, let's talk about your successful and illustrious career. Now, is it true you were actually a pre-med major before you pursued a career in acting?
I was cutting up cats and squalus acanthias in my bedroom with formaldehyde stinking in my bedroom, and it wasn't particularly for me. And I was kind of a loner, so I used to write my ideas and feelings in a journal, and it turned into poetry. And I went to Dutch Community College, and I was in a play called The Emperor Jones, my first play, and I caught the bug, went to NYU, was supposed to become a teacher of English. In a Chaucer class, fell asleep 3 times.
Well, Chaucer is pretty boring.
It's pretty, yeah, we can agree on that.
Yeah, I was an English lit major.
so you
I
know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
the Canterbury Tales.
Oh, boy.
Quite a snooze.
Till this day, I refuse to read those. But anyway, Lloyd Richards was in the drama club at BU, and I auditioned for the School of the Arts. He let me in, and
The rest is history.
I followed him. Yeah.
Well, you were a first-generation college graduate, and people, put a lot of pressure on you to be successful, be a
Yes.
med student. So what did your family think when you decided to go into the arts instead?
I was totally out of my mind. They thought I was crazy.
Really?
Well, there are no examples. I mean, there was Sidney Poitier, Brock Peters maybe, and there wasn't much. So they did, what are you doing, They wanted me to be happy, but that was not a pragmatic choice in their point of view.
So how did you go about convincing them that it was important for you to follow your dreams?
My first major film, my first job as a director, first people I called my mother and father. And it was I cannot tell you, it was a wonderful feeling.
Wow.
And after everybody saw Car Wash, they knew you were a hit. They were like, oh, that's my family right there.
Right, Richard Pryor, and
Yeah.
it was wonderful.
Car Wash went on to become a cult classic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you have
yes.
any idea what you were walking into?
We had no idea. I mean, the great Michael Schultz called me from New York and said, come on down and check it out. And, Ivan Dixon, Richard Pryor, the Pointer Sisters, just wonderful people. It was like a family. And so it was a great experience.
And the soundtrack was amazing, too.
Oh, yeah.
That was a huge hit in the 70s. Yeah.
But a lot of the characters you play are no-nonsense, tough, menacing, sometimes scary. But I hear you're actually really funny in real life.
Well, those are the characters, particularly in the early days, if you were big and black like me, you were supposed to be the bad guy or the cop or whatever, And since work was work at that time, I took those roles. But as I grew into the business, I leveraged it into directing, and I was able to have much more freedom to direct things I really wanted to direct in the early days.
How tall are you?
6'5".
6'5". Wow.
Wow. Now, you talk about directing, but years ago you told Entertainment Weekly that Lawrence Fishburne didn't like working with you at first, initially. Why is that? What didn't he like about your style? When you were directing, was it Deep Cover, right?
Deep cover.
Deep cover.
Deep
Yeah,
cover,
deep
right?
cover.
Okay.
Yep.
Lawrence and I got along well. How can I say? I push my actors.
That's a good thing.
Well, when you're on my side of it, yes. But,
Yeah.
it's like, but every time the scene is great, I want it to be better. And so I think once they see the performance on screen, they appreciate it, but the process is not always easy.
And Mr. Duke, of all the projects you've worked on over the years, what's been your favorite one?
Tough one.
Directing-wise, I would say Deep Cover and Hoodlum, because I work with some wonderful people, you know, Andy Garcia and Tim Roth and Lawrence Fishburne, Cecily Tyson, Queen Latifah.
That's right.
Yeah, we were in Chicago for months working on that. As an actor, Palmerstown, USA, it's a television show that Norman Lear and Alex Haley
Alex
put
Haley,
together.
yeah.
And working with them was a great, great, great pleasure. It really was.
Well, I loved you in Commando.
There you go.
Thank you very much. I killed people.
I know.
I shot people.
But you look like my dad. So I was like, my dad's on screen. Yeah, you and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Alyssa Milano.
God, I love
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, exactly.
Now, real quick,
remember.
before you go, besides doing the boot camps at the American Black Film Festival, what else is next for you?
Well, please look for November 4th for the Dark Girls book. Harper Collins and Tracy Sherrod are putting that together, and we just finished shooting it. And it's really, really, I think you're going to like that book. It's for us to understand every single young lady who's dark, to understand the great women that have come before her, and that you can hand this book on to your children forever. We're doing Light Girls. We just finished editing it right now. And True Dat, which is going to be on the air in around 3 or 4 months, a collaboration between Garrett Morris and myself. It's like The Daily Show meets Saturday Night Live, and
nice.
Praying for Mercy, another online thing. So I'm getting more into media and online now too also.
And Lesson to Sleep, because you're a hard-working man. All right.
Hey, that dollar got wings, I got boots.
Oh, I love
keep
that.
on
Don't I got wings? I got boots. We're going to tweet that later.
Put that on Twitter.
All right. Thank you so much for
Dropping
joining
the Twitter
us.
nuggets.
Yes, and good luck at the American Black Film Festival and your boot camps.
Thank you. God bless you
Appreciate
both.
you.
God
Thank
bless you
Appreciate
too,
it.
sir.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
There we go. All right, you can reach.
There you go.
Touch it down.
yes,
And you're
yes,
watching
yes.
Arise Entertainment 360.
Thank you. Thank you.